This is part one of a video introduction to November 8463 Juliet, which is a 1981 Varga Kachina 2180. 180 horsepower IFR Garmin 430 equipped aircraft in excellent condition. In part one, we will show you the instrument panel, the cockpit controls, the interior and baggage compartment, the canopy, and the exterior of the fuselage. And then in part two, we'll cover the wings, the landing gear, engine, and propeller.
And so here we're looking at the instrument panel in detail, where we're showing the mic and phone jacks up here with the mono stereo selector primer. And then we have a Flightcom 403 intercom system with volume and squelch there for input and output, so that you can record aircraft conversations, or you can have music input from an MP3 or a iPod or something like that. And then of course the ignition switch and the mixture control, and then we have an EGT gauge right here. And going on down here, we are looking at the Garmin transponder, the GTX 327, and the Garmin 430. Both of those are in excellent condition, showing virtually no wear and both working perfectly. Garmin indicator up at the top up here with both glide slope and localizer function. And then moving across, we have our six-pack with airspeed, artificial horizon, altimeter. And today we are a little bit nicer day. We're 293. And then the VSI and the Sigmatech directional gyro and the turn coordinator. And then of course over here we have the tachometer and cabin heat knob right there, and then fuel gauges, fuel pressure, ammeter, oil temp, and oil pressure right there also. Suction gauge is located right down here in the center. So that's basically the flight instruments that we have right there, and the forward cockpit panel. Of course, along the side of the fuselage we have carburetor heat that's over here, and trim for nose down or nose up, and throttle operation right over here. Moving over to the other side, we have circuit breaker and switch panel along the side right here. Spare fuse is located right up on top. Map lights, post dimming lights, and radio dimming lights. And as you can see on the instrument panel, we have all of these eyebrow lights, which work really nice for night flight. Oh, and I forgot to mention the compass up here on top. And it's looking like it's right on the money there. And back down on the circuit breaker panels down here, we have each one of the switches. We have emergency fuel pump, turn coordinator, VHF radio, landing light, strobe light, nav lights, alternator, and master switch, and the PDOT heat over here. And some real nice pockets for storage. Got a little gum in there right now. And over on the other side, another little pocket with checklists and pencils and pens and stuff like that. Down at the bottom down here, we have the flap control lever. And 1, 2 clicks right there. And then push the button to release and back the other way. Push the talk switch on both sticks, both front and rear in the cockpit. And battery location right underneath on the floor, right down there. And here we have video of underneath the instrument panel. Nice clean installations. And in the back of the aircraft back here, we have new carpet, Artex carpet kit installed across the carpet on the floors and the back of the airplane. Inertia reel for the shoulder harnesses for the rear passenger. Airworthiness certificate for the aircraft right here, showing serial number VAC 174-81. Means it's a 1981 aircraft. And a recent addition, this Hobbs meter was just freshly put in. It was inoperative before and just put in now. We have a little tow bar that's put into the back right here, which is collapsible and then extends out, and it's got permanent clips mounted in there so that you can keep it in the aircraft. Over here on the right hand side of the aircraft, we have the headphone jacks for the rear seat, and of course the rear seat pops loose. We'll go ahead and take it loose so you can see what's going on here. And then behind here is the baggage compartment, and we have a zipper and then some snaps, and opens up the baggage compartment, and we've got quite a bit of room in here. I'll see if I can get down to show you, but there's charts and emergency kit and window shades and quite a bit of room in the back here. Maximum baggage allowed, of course, by the placard here is 50 pounds. And the canvas that's back here is all in excellent condition. So we'll go ahead and put that back up. And zipper back up. And then just snap the seat back in place. And we're good to go. Also in the back here, we have a few other holders for the rear passenger, and then we have a cabin heat available for the back seat, and that actually comes right out of that hole that's right down along underneath the feet. Goes right back up into there. Push to talk switch on the back stick. And of course all the documents, the flight manuals, weight and balance, all that stuff is behind the rear seat back here. And then located in the back of the rear seat is the inertia reel for the front seat. Throttle located on the back seat back here, and of course access from the back seat to the carburetor heat. So it actually makes a pretty good flight instruction airplane. You've got access to most everything from the back here. Dipsticks that are made specifically for the Varga, and just so that you can have a physical check of the fuel. And puke bags and fuel sample cup back here for sampling the fuel. And of course, new carpet kits, like I said, and also new boots around the sticks. And the sticks have been modified so that they have a quick disconnect for the push-to-talk switch in case you want to remove that rear seat. Seats are in good condition, as you can see right here. And they're both about the same. All black leather, or black vinyl and cloth seats with a black carpet to match. And outside the cockpit here, we can see that we have an outside air temp gauge that's right there, and air vents for both the passenger and the pilot. And the windows close simply by locking it down. And you can see what the air vents look like up on top in flight. Nice good seal on all of that. Aircraft can be flown with the canopy in the open position. It's a little breezy in there though. A GPS antenna mounted up on the front up here. And carpet up on the dash also kind of helps keep that temp down in a hot. And so here we have the exterior of the aircraft. Of course, the side panels on the Vargas completely come off and open up for access to wiring and plumbing and throttle cables, electrical systems. Opens up really good. You can get at all the chromoly frame. Very easy to get up underneath the instrument panel and do work on the avionics by removing the side panels, and that takes just a few minutes to pull those off. Really designed and built with maintenance in mind. Small end numbers and data plate right here on the back, and VAC 174-81, and the tail attachment back here. All of that's been recently off to comply with the service bulletin on the vertical stabilizer. There was a couple of instances where the vertical stabilizer was manufactured and they found some cracks in those, and that was generating a AD note that on this aircraft we've already complied with it. Yeah, a little dingus right here on the tail on the elevator. Didn't look too bad, just kind of scraped the paint up a little bit though. The rest of it's looking pretty good shape here. Try and go slow enough you can get a chance to see all of this here. And nav light on the back. Elevator counterweight attach and control horn there. Tail tie down. And the bottom skin here. And along the side of the fuselage, really clean, good looking airplane. And so that's the fuselage.
So that concludes part 1 of the video introduction for November 8463 Juliet. In part 2, we will look at the wings, the flight controls, the landing gear, the engine compartment, and propeller. And then in part 3, we will look at some operational and flight performance characteristics.